You guys have to talk. Okay, we are live. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Shivani Gupta, a fourth year BBLB honors student, welcoming you all to the second episode of Alumni Talk Season 1 2022. I'm extremely overjoyed to host two of the alumni who are amazingly cheerful, best dancers, and they were the darlings of the entire student community. They are known for their friendship and they're loved by every student. And everybody looks up to them, including me. They left their presence unforgettable in the cultural nights of BU. Their college days are equally unforgettable, not just for them, but for us who were fortunate enough to spend time with them. They are focused and passionate in their respective fields. They both, through their individual journeys, has laid down their legacy in the media school as well as at the university level. I feel deeply thrilled hosting this episode here today, as well as very fortunate to welcome you both here. It still feels yesterday. I still remember my first dance practice session with you people. I cherish all the memories made with you both. With this, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome the two most passionate women, from perfectly balancing their participation in events and managing academics, fieldwork, internships, to acquiring dream placements for themselves. We have Dekpreet Kaur Lamba, Client Success Executive at Atomica, a headquarter based at Singapore, graduated from 3 year BJMC School of Media. After gracefully owning her space on the stage and charming us with her dance moves at every event, Dekpreet Kaur Lamba, Client Success Executive, has moved on to cracking creative campaigns for global brands like Johnson& and Johnson, CleverTap, etc., alongside building and maintaining strong client relationship across Asia Pacific. And we have Nandini Nandal, who graduated from 3 year program of BJMC School of Media. She's client servicing Ivan V, a girl who could never be found at the same place twice. Nandini Nandal chose to live her curriculum, not study it, making her presence felt all the time. Nandini was never afraid to voice her opinion and encouraged others around her to do the same. She stepped out of the pandemic to join Economic Times as a digital content producer and explored the world of hard news, digital media, and ever evolving digital media. A year later, she can now be spotted working with Evian B, laying down communication strategies for corporate and government clients like delegation of European Union to India, McDonald's, and etc. Without any further delay, let's begin this episode with them. So, Dekpreet and Nandini, how do you feel, to be back at BU through this medium at Alumni Talk Show? Let's start with Dekpreet.
So, Shivani, first of all, thank you so much. That was such a lovely introduction. I was almost like, you know how I am, right? Like I'm very senti, if that's the right word. So I already was like, I already got back into the zone of Bennett. And yeah, so thank you so much. A, B, thank you for again like considering us to be a part of your panel today. And I would have not wanted to share this space with anybody other than Nandini. So I think I'm glad you got you thought of this combo and we're here. But yeah, okay, coming back to the question, I feel extremely like excited. I'm super um happy to be back. I've always wanted to be back. At a point, I've still not like collected my degree because I don't want to go back to college, because the day I do and collect my degree and get out, I know it's going to be over. Like I know I'll be then out of college. So I've just been trying to ignore that process completely, but this feels great. I am glad that we're getting a platform to chat with you. I'm speaking to you like this after so long. And yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And we'll make sure like this is super candid and real and honest and yeah, spot on.
For sure, for sure. Looking forward to it. Over to you, Nandini.
It has to be candid when Dekpreet and I are sharing the screen. You probably called two wrong people fitting in one screen together. Would we have imagined, Dekpreet, that 1.5 years ago, we'd be sitting with Shivani and she'd be talking to us as a part of Bennett, and we wouldn't be a part of Bennett, we'd be a part of the alumni. It's sentimental, as Dekpreet said. It's It feels warm to be connected to the roots again, but from the other side. So can't wait to get it started.
Amazing. I feel equally blessed and, fortunate and super excited, super excited to go through this show. All right. So, how we would want to know, like, how has the experience been like so far? Like, has it surprised you both in any way? Like, comparing your journey from the first year till final year, what growth did you guys went ahead with it? So, would you like to tell us? Over to you, Nandini.
From the first year to the last year. First of all, I think we all regret that half our college life, we couldn't live half our college life due to the pandemic. It's almost as if for me, I entered a very quiet student, not having been through PCB. I was meant to be a doctor. Who knew that I'd be here talking as a communication specialist? So in my first year, I was still juggling through things and looking to find friends and still quiet in my own space. Who knew that after the end of the second semester, I would not want to leave this place called college? But then God had other plans, and we had to live the rest of our college lives confined in the four walls. But I think even though we never did really get our closure, except for the one day you people planned for us, which was, by the way, very beautiful. I think we together, hand in hand, marched out of the college, even though we didn't really march out of the college together. And I think we are completely different people. We've helped each other grow. The college has helped us grow. And even though we're the same at the core, I think we're all the different people now, all different good.
I mean, that's amazing. I can clearly see the growth is so positive. It really inspires us. Over to you, Deepthi.
So I actually agree with Nandini completely that it's like you saw a transition in yourself. And actually, personally for me, and I think I've been so vocal about it, that Shivani, you probably already know, Nandini like has to know. And I think she's heard the same story like multiple times from multiple people. But so the thing is that when I came to Bennett University, right? So I've always been a very chirpy, a very happy, a very somebody who gets along with people very easily kind of a person. I've always been like people's person. But so my schooling has always been in Delhi and Gurgaon, right? So I've always just interacted with a particular kind of crowd and who I got along with very easily. Then when I came to Bennett, initially, it was like, okay, there are so many kinds of more people. There are so many kinds of more I don't know, paths that people are coming from, that so much they're bringing to the table. And I think that kind of diversity in cultures, that kind of diversity in mindsets initially took me by a shock. So I used to be like, okay, I mean, this is lovely and all, but I don't think this is the place for me. And I used to run back home, right? So you asked Nandini, you asked Khushi, she was my roommate, right? We were roommates for 3 years. And Shivani, my first year of college. So we did registrations, right? And we were supposed to stay back in hostel. And I still remember very clearly. Then I went back home, right? So around 8:30, I called my mom and I'm like, you know what? And this was the first time I was going to stay away from home like that. And I used to live in Delhi. So it was like just an hour and a half away from college. But I was like, no, I don't want to. I cannot spend the night here. I want to run back home. And I called my mom and I fought with Rachel, ma'am, and I'm like, I'm going. Right. And I escaped, like I ran. It was like I ran for my life. And then I think that continued for a very long time, where I would attend classes like 3 days in a week. There were times my class, our professors would be like, I still remember there was this professor, Nandini, you remember her? So she basically was taking attendance in class. And she's like, Deeppreet, who is this girl? What does she look like? So she didn't even know what I looked like, because probably on the days when her lectures would be there, I would be back home. And I don't know what happened, but I think as soon as we came in the second semester, so this is how my first semester was. And second semester, I was like, okay, Deeppreet, you know what? You cannot keep doing this. Like, you have to stop. Your parents are paying, like, they want you to have like good education. They're like making a lot of efforts. And I'm so sorry if you can tell me if I need to cut this short, okay? But
No,
like,
it's
I'll quickly wrap up.
completely fine.
Yeah, I'll quickly wrap up. So in second semester onwards, I was like, okay, I need to do something. And that's when I found Ansh, which was the Dramatics Club of Bennett University, right? I mean, which is the Dramatics Club of Bennett University. And these guys were having some practices. And I remember Rishi Bhaiya sitting in the mess and, he's having a conversation about some play with people. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just start going and attending these practices or these sessions that these guys are having, these breaking sessions. And I'm like, okay, then I started attending those. Then I cut to, there were auditions for the Dramatics Club and we were going to IIT BHU. I'm like, okay, isko bhi shot de dete hai. So I went for that also. I think that was the turning point for me in Bennett. The clubs. So initially the Dramatics Club, and once that went well, I was like, okay, I want to join the dance club also. I'm gonna join, like, I mean, I can not sing for shit, but I was like, okay, Advaita also. Okay, all the clubs in the world I want to be a part of. So then I became a very, very somebody who was very involved in all the clubs. And then it was a transition from, the girl who would never be in classes, who would never stay in campus, to the girl who would always be seen around the campus doing different things in different places. So I think that's how it was for me. So initially, even academically, I was not as involved. I would not go to classes. I'd be like, I'm just not interested. I just want to go back home, because that's how much I missed home, and that's how much I missed like my kind of comfort and my kind of people. To then getting involved in all of these activities, all of these sessions, meeting different kind of people and falling in love with all of them. And then they became my comfort, right? So yeah, that was what the transition was like. Yeah.
Amazing. Like, I'd always seen you both around the campus, be it, planning an event, be it Garba night, be it dance sessions, be it, your media school projects and field work. I'd always seen you guys around when I actually entered in 2019 as a fresher. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Deepti, like, cracking Atomica must have been challenging, and there must be a lot of hard work behind it. Can you tell us about your journey to the same, like, and also what kind of work they offer, and how do you find it? How has been your experience so far?
Sure. So basically, all right. So I'm going to start all the way from the time where our placement process actually started, right? So it was in 2021. Jan onwards, right? So there were constantly, I mean, the placement cell was going over and beyond to get all kinds of organizations for us. And, and people were applying, and there were like, 50 people applying for one organization. And they're like, okay, because it's a good name, it's a good opportunity. It's one of the first few opportunities. We would be one of the first, 5-6 people to get placed. And they would just, and Nandini and I used to talk about it a lot, right? We would be like, okay, I mean, look, I ja rahi hai, company log kari ja rahe hain, but are they even interested in what they're, like
We
applying?
were one of the last people to start applying.
Yeah, we were one
I
of the
had
last
not
people.
set my superset application till very
Yeah,
late.
we would discuss it. We were like, okay, we need to first like let this sink in. We are graduating. We're going to start a job. So we were constantly in that phase, right? So, there would be companies which the placement cell would send our ways, and we'd be like, okay. And there would be some really good companies. But for me, Shivani, I am somebody who is okay to start late, but she wants to start with something that she actually likes doing, or something that she's actually inclined towards, something that interests her. Because if not, then she's going to like leave and she's going to run away again, like I did with Benedict. So Atomica around May, we got an application, like a superset opening from them. Now I was like, I just read that job description. And until then, I had not applied for a single agency or a single organization. I mean, there was another company which was very exciting. It was a very exciting name, a very exciting opportunity. So I was like, okay, let me go for it. But the day their assignment came in, and I even gave the interview, I got through the interview. And then their second round had to happen. So their assignment came in. And the minute I read the assignment, I was like, you know what, this is not something that is made for me, not the kind of work I see myself doing. So, I just put it aside. I didn't attempt the second round. So I was like, never mind. Then when Atomica came in, right, I got their job description, like the job role description. I saw their website. I saw the people on the website. And I immediately fell in love with them. I mean, it was literally like, okay, I read everything, I see everything, I see the assignment that they've given us, and I'm like, okay, this is it, Deepri. You manifest that this is where you're going. And I took like a week and a half. I put my heart and soul into doing that assignment, gave that assignment, cut to the interview. They really liked my assignment. So we got on the interview table. And if you ask me whether it was difficult, I would say no. Now, why not? There are two reasons for it. The first is that because I liked the assignment so much, I liked the company so much, I liked their vision, their you can read through them, you can see the values that people have, the processes that people have with the way they create their website, their socials, etc., etc. And that's something that resonated with me very well. Right. So the first was that I think I understood the agency or what I was signing up for well enough to know what to do, how to do it, what to say. A. B, I think in my interview, that was the only interview I gave after the first one, but I was completely I was very honest. I was just myself. I knew I don't have to sell myself, because I mean, this is my first job. This is the platform where I'm going to learn. This is the agency. This is the people who are going to train me. So they need to know how I am inside out. And so I actually it was to a point where I went in the interview to tell them that, they were just asking me my weaknesses. And I was like, I sleep a lot. So I can sleep anytime I want to sleep. So I was completely candid. And I think that's what gave me an edge over other people who were constantly trying to impress them with, the best interview answers and this and that, etc., etc. To cut to, they see somebody who stands out, somebody who's not trying to sell herself, but somebody who's very comfortable with how she is, right? Anyway, so I got in. That was the entire process of getting in Atomica. And if you quickly talking about the work that we do there, it's a startup, right? We've been in the industry for 4.5 years. So we work is a hybrid. So we're a group of 12 to 15 employees based out of India and Singapore. And I think the best part is that you'll never find yourself sitting idle. So just because, let's say if you're a copywriter, for instance, Shivani, or if Nandini is like, say, a designer, you guys will never just be copywriting or designing there. You will be involved in everything. So that gives you a lot of space to learn, a lot of space to expand, right? So I was at a point, so my profile is client facing. So all I'm supposed to do is like be on calls, pitch to clients, get feedback, get things running internally, pitch again, get approvals, and then it's done. However, it's never been that since day one. It's always been like, okay, I'm copywriting also, I'm designing also, I'm strategizing also, we're running paid media also. Oh, now I'm a part of technology projects also. So I think that gives you a space to learn and grow and like reach your potential per se. So that way, yeah, I think I've been very, very lucky that tomorrow now, if I ever want to try something new, right, I will not be afraid ki, oh, I don't even know ABC of this, because I've done all of it with them. So yeah, I think I'm extremely grateful to have gotten that kind of an opportunity, which let me explore multiple verticals.
Totally. I mean, it's just so amazing to hear all of it. I, being the law student, it still interests me. It's just so fascinating. Coming to Nandini, like cracking the economic times must have been equally challenging for you. And of course, you would have put in a lot of hard work, dedication behind it, and then reaching to Evian B. Can you tell us about your journey about, how did you manage to crack the economics time and then reaching to Evian B and having such like interacting with McDonald's, doing work with them. So how did you manage to do it, and how's the work culture over there?
I think for half my time at Economic Times, even my boss used to think that it would have been tough to crack Economic Times. And if I tell you the tale, I think I'm live when telling this the tale and the secret's out. It was not tough at all. There's this flatmate of ours, my roommate Meher. So as Dekpreet said, we did not even set our superset profiles. It was a task to spend 1 hour setting that website up, setting that profile up, updating your resume and seeing the percentage, because like below a certain percentage, it can't even allow you to apply for jobs. And I was getting red signals from the placement committee ki apna bhar lo resume warna job nahi milegi, right? And I had to convince them. I'm really sorry if they're listening to this right now, anyone from admin department, but I lied my way and I tried to get my superset application actually to get it through. And the night I did, my friends Japna and Meher were over. They were at my place, and I had a sort of a stomach flu. So, what kind of a person who, when their stomach is growling and they're not okay, would apply for a job? But thanks to Japna, Meher, and Jay, who called to apply time and it tonight, and the test is
Sorry to interrupt
tomorrow
you.
morning.
I think we have lost.
I had not prepared. None of it. I'm stable because I think my action is unstable when I can't see people.
Nandini, can you hear us?
Like we have lost you.
I think I'll quickly check with her and ask her to rejoin. Probably, yeah. Okay, she's back.
Am I visible? Am I audible?
Yes, you're back. Okay,
Not
no, you're
audible.
gone again. Nandini, you're gone again.
Wait, I'll join and change my network.
Okay, good. Yes, I think she'll quickly like switch rooms and then come back.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
So
How are things going for you, Shivani?
it's going great.
It's going great.
I miss you all a lot.
Yeah, I mean, imagine it's been like 2 years that we've gone, but you're still like, oh my God. Actually, I feel so bad for, not bad, okay, that's just really wrong, because you guys are like, I feel really sad sometimes, because it's like, the kind of group that you, come along with it, the friends that you've made over the years are suddenly like leaving college, your seniors, sometimes your juniors, and then you're like, okay, we're still here completing our course. But then the hard work in the end pays off. So I think it's
Agreed. Totally.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, she's
Meanwhile,
back.
Nandini, okay, has she joined?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I visible? Am I audible? What a day to get dropped off.
Yes.
I think you can continue from where you made the profile finally.
Okay. All right. Yes. So where was I? I was telling you that I barely applied for the job opening at Economic Times, and I heard that they just have 2 positions. All right. So Economic Times was my first application. Usse pehle I was always afraid to apply for jobs because I thought that the professional world is a cruel place for me to step into, which is why without being prepared, sitting for a test was just a shot in the air. And I remember that the other morning I was coerced into attempting the test, which had a few questions, and Meher and I were having aloo parathas. She was attempting the first question, and I was attempting the second. And you won't believe, we swapped our answers because we were running out of time. We had to like swap our answers to just quickly get done with it. And little did we know that a few hours later, I was running to catch a quick shower, and I received like approximately 10 messages of people congratulated me. And you know what? I held my face, I sank, because I thought, what if I got through and Meher didn't? Because if I got through, it would mean that Meher's test got through. And if Meher gets through, it would mean that I got through. Like it was my test that she submitted. And then, oh my God, that moment, they were outside in the room, and I scream and run out of the shower, half clothed. Then Meher, we both got in. Imagine my shock that this morning I wasn't even ready to attempt the question paper, and I have gotten the place. My God, then of course, I mean, the situation and everything, and economic times being economic times, I definitely couldn't turn it down, even though I was not ready to step into media. And after discussing it with my pals, with my family, so as I just mentioned earlier, I hailed from PCB. I दूर दूर तक economics तक नहीं थी, के पास नहीं थी मैं बिल्कुल भी, right? So there are subjects that you know you run away from. Economics was one of the subjects for me. Finances and everything, talk about the conversation around money was not the conversation where I participated. So I think I took it as my life's challenge to sign up for this job. And I remember how anxious I was before my interview, because I thought that they're probably going to ask everything and anything about economics and money and finance. And I thought, okay, yahi tak ka saath tha, this is not my shot, and I'm not going to get through. And I joined, and I speak to my boss, and I figured that it's barely an interview. It was a conversation where I got to know that I had already gotten through, and this was a call to brief me about my job. My God, it was a roller coaster, and I remember celebrating that evening with Meher over a glass of wine. And God, then we spent a year there, and I learned a lot of things. So economics being one of them, I learned things that I had never known the initials for. Nothing. Like the subject was remote to me, and I am glad to the mentors and the people who spent time apart from their usual job to teach me everything. So they train you before they get you on the desk. After having learned the CMS, the management systems, how you do various jobs, because at Economic Times, I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose it. I think on most news desks, on most news desks, you're given a job and you perform it every day. Economic Times sort of runs differently, and you perform every task there is on the desk every day of the week. So different tasks. If I'm on a live blog today, I'm going to be writing copies tomorrow, and I'm going to be handling slideshows the next day. So basically, I know how to run the whole desk, of course, with people supervising me. So that was one of the best things I knew about Economic Times, since I had people at other news agencies too. And then, of course, sitting at home and working for Economic Times, it had been a year, and I went to the place, met those nice new people, finally joining it offline. And shortly after, I figured that the kind of things that I was learning, also learning social media strategy by performing firsthand for their vertical NRI, which I was offered. It was a great journey working for that too. After which I realized that learning at Economic Times was plateauing for me. And now I think I had gotten my taste of a media agency, and then I wanted to move forth and get into some place where the skills that I learned from Economic Times, be it social media, be it creating content, or making the content suitable for the digital world and everyone out there, and how to articulate, what to articulate, what do people want to know, what do people not want to know, everything. I think I wanted to use that skill set somewhere where I was working for organizations, brands, services, and products, which is why I entered digital media and PR at AVNB. And yeah, it's been 3 months, 3 beautiful, cute months with these nice people. And I'm working for government and corporate brands, as you mentioned. And I think this is another thing that I was always afraid of, that how do government agencies and big corporate world, how does it work? So I think I'm on the other side right now. And I would say that when you develop skill set, as you should, slowly and steadily, everything's easy. What you're learning, people at Bennett University, is going to help you everywhere. Nothing is too big and nothing is too small. That's what I learned in my journey so far.
I mean, your journey was indeed roller coaster. I was personally, oh my God, she got it through. That's great.
Yeah, but Shivani, can I quickly add something? I think I just want to like say something from a third person perspective to like Nandini's journey, right? So when she was actually going for economic times, right? She mentioned, she was like super like, okay, economics not my thing, this and that.
Yeah.
Will I get in? Will I not get in? As her friends, as somebody who was seeing her, worry about this, we knew for a fact that this woman, right, whether she knows economics or not, the day she gets a chance to go sit in front of the interviewer, right, and talk to them about her knowledge in general, right, and the way she like carries herself, the way she presents herself, would get the job. So it was like we were constantly telling her, listen, you take 2 weeks, read everything about economics, take out all articles, take out all.
Dude, I ordered this book on economics. I was so panicked about it.
But you go give that interview. So there were days she was like, I'm just not going to do it. How will I do it? Economics, I don't want to make a fool out of myself. And we were like, if at all anything, Nandini, they will take you, put you in some other department, but they will take you, with the. So I think that was there. However, we always knew that she's somebody who's inclined towards PR. She's somebody who likes to sell. She's somebody who likes to talk. She's somebody who can make you, like, she loves building, in PR, you build the agency's image or you build a person's image, etc. And we knew she was excellent at that because of the kind of projects we had done in college. She would always like outshine in those. So even though a part of us always knew, she will someday find her path and reach there only, which she has, and like we're super, super, super happy for her. So she's like owning it all the way. But yeah, I mean, as a third person to her journey, just wanted to add that. So it's like we knew she'll get in. She got.
I can safely say all that anxiety was for nothing, because today I can hold any economical conversation
exactly
with people.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. All right. So, you both had been the part of college, and you both were equally active in all the fields, be it your field work, be it your internships, be it cultural events, especially. Like, you guys were the life of any event. So would you like to tell us, like, what were some of the most, defining events or opportunities or aspects at your time at Bennett? Like, any two of them. Over to you, Dick.
I was actually thinking which two to talk about because the highlight of my life at Bennett has been the cultural events, A, and B, the the on-field work that we used to do as a part of our course. So I'll actually start the other way around this time. Okay, I'll first talk about the course. Because I think, and this is something that I very, very, very proudly say, that the kind of exposure that we got at Bennett University in terms of hands-on experience stands apart from like so many friends of mine, or so many other colleagues of mine who are coming from the same background, who've also done media and communication and journalism. But I feel like I've always had an edge over them because of the kind of curriculum that we had in Bennett, right? They would give us internships every third month. They would give us live projects to work on with actual brands, right? They would take us out to the radio station. Sometimes they would take us out to, Times of India, where we actually saw how things are working. So it was, because I think the curriculum is such that it's, for us, for BJMC, it's always been 70%, I would say, practical and 30% theoretical. So even in the lectures that we would have with our professors, it would never be like, okay, they're just standing there and talking and we're just like listening to them like lost or sleeping in the class and just like yawning. It was always like we were given tasks, we were given assignments, and the kind of assignments which made us uh get off our seats, go talk to more people, get in their like feedback, get in their insights, analyze them, and then create like a campaign or a strategy or something, uh or just get together and do like a radio podcast or do like a television. So I think the kind of subjects and the kind of exposure we've had in terms of a curriculum um exceeds the kind of things you expect to learn in a college. And those things and those assignments have actually made us like industry ready to a certain point. Of course, when you come in the industry, you have to unlearn a lot of things and then adapt to the way the industry is working. But it makes you ready. It tells you that you will have to like slog your ass. I'm sorry, I'm like, ignore my language, but you'll have to actually just like go there, work very, very hard to you'll have to always be on your toes. And that is something that we learned via the curriculum that BJMC had embedded. But coming back to the top two cultural events, if I was to say, I think the first one without fail has to be the opportunity with the Dramatics Club, where we went to IIT BHU, Varanasi. And we had like a director come in, Narendra sir. I have so much of respect for him. Oh my God. And whenever I think about those days, I'm completely like, it makes me happy. There is suddenly like my entire body feels happy, right? So the thing is, we had like 3.5 month long of practices, auditions, costumes, getting things done, pre-production, running, and finally to the day where we were actually sitting in the bus and going to the railway station to take that train and go attend, right, the competition. And I think we spent the entire night in the train the day we reached BHU, just practicing over and over and over again, the kind of team bonding that had happened throughout those 3.5 months, to when we actually bagged the second position at IIT BHU. Yeah, the stage play, our team won. We had performed Gagan Dama Bajio, which is like a very, very famous play, and even more teams had come and performed the same play. But we won it, right? And we were like, oh my God. So that was the top moment of my, I think, entire cultural life so far, school included. And then the second one would be, I can't choose one. So it has to be all dance performances that I did for Spick Mickey, for Verb, Spick Mickey, which is now Rivaz. Because I would practically spend my evenings in the dance room, the mess, some classroom, somebody's room, performing, choreographing, practicing. Shivani, you were the one who, was it you or was it Pragya? I think Pragya and you together who choreographed a Halloween choreography also. And oh my God, I came in I think the last 2 days, and I was like, I have to be a part of this. These girls have like killed it. So, I think all the dance performances, and Garba, Rupalika used to put her heart and soul into those choreographies. You could not miss them. Like, you just couldn't. So I think the first would be IIT BHU, and the second would be all dance performances that I've ever done. Be it solo, be it with Soumita, because Soumita and I, be it Bunny. Oh my God, even prom. I can't forget prom. I think that would also be a very, very, so that would be the third one, right? So prom, when Bunny and I actually were the trainers, we were the instructors for the prom in second year. And I think, yeah, we had the largest group. So we were handling like 24 couples, pairs, and just managing all of that. I think it was, yeah. I just want to go back. Shivani, can you call me back to college? I mean, like,
I'm going to you have to go collect your degree anyways, Deepti.
No, but I want to stay there. I don't want to go out again.
I really want you guys to come back here.
Yeah, just take
relive the event.
Invite us in the next event.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always waiting for invitations.
Always.
All right, over to you, Nandini. Like, what were some of the, most defining events, opportunities, aspects of your time at Bennett? Like, it can be from your course, it can be your time spending in cultural events or anything.
Yeah, I think Devpreet has already summed it up because we were mostly similarly involved in similar things. When it comes to academics, I think the most memorable part was us being up all night. And when I say all night, I mean all night, that you're almost wanting to puke the next morning, but you're so excited and you prepared so much with your whole gang and your team, be it in en block rooms, or you're sitting in the mess and preparing for it, and you're coming back to your rooms and preparing the craft for it. I mean, when it comes to some assignments, uh, I think our teams used to bond over those assignments when you used to stay up all night, order food in, talk, laugh, dance, but work and get it done. So, I mean, those used to be some of the most beautiful nights now that we look back at it. I think I'm talking like a 50-year-old, but yeah, I mean, I miss it after most, like, more after the pandemic, and when we couldn't be in a single room and we had to get into these virtual rooms and get things done. It was not as worth as we used to physically get it across, and get the teachers impressed, and everyone used to love our work, all of us. And even though however much we would have hated working late nights, and where we could have instead been chilling, but the fact was that while we had permissions to stay out and work till late, we were also chilling together. So of course that is what I would always remember from the academic part of my life at college. And when it comes to clubs, Dekpreet's second option was it. All dance performances, all kind of performances, things that we used to prepare for, and they didn't come to fruition. Like Parmanth, Dekpreet, Parmanth. Oh my God! I mean,
We spend nights together. The team spend
hundreds
like
of people used to
days.
come together. Imagine on normal days and nights, you all are going back and chilling with your friends and sleeping, but hundreds of people used to come together, plan a big event without any management, nobody helping you. You have to make your own budgets, you have to prepare your own logistics, you have to also prepare the art of it, and you have to everything. That, of course, that it made a family out of the people you were with. It was beautiful. Every event, small or big, be it Ugadi, where people are actually, wrapping their saris up and going to have the South Indian food. Be it Navratri, be it Halloween, of course, where people are dressed up as what not. Everything, every event, everyone looking at this video who's new to Bennett, or is probably gonna join, is a fresher, or you've already been here but not lived the college life, it's worth it. You're never gonna find a place like this. It's different from the rest.
I truly, truly agree. I was able to live few of the events, and it
Yeah.
was just amazing. And you guys were like, of course, as I said before, the life of every event. So it
Shivani,
has to start with you all.
Shivani, I think on that note, you should like figure out a way to make like arrangements and get us to come perform at Bennett again. I'm giving you this responsibility. You think of an event, you think of something that you do, and you bring us back and you make us perform on that stage one last time again.
I think you should. You all
Not
planned
good.
us. You all got one night planned, right? Which we're grateful for, by the way.
Yeah.
You should plan a week the next
Yeah,
time.
you should do that. And make
Yeah.
us stay in hostel. And Shivani, looking at the amazing things that you're doing and all these positions that you're holding, and you're ruling Bennett University right now. So I think you definitely have it in your power to make us come back to college and perform. So now it is your responsibility. I've said it, everybody's heard me, and now it's happening.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to try my 100% best.
Okay, done. Try 200%. Okay.
500% done.
Perfect. Great.
All right. So it's wonderful to hear from both of you, like, about your college life, about your professional life. What advice would you give it to someone who's just starting out in your field? It could be one particular advice which everyone should be certain about it, and everyone should, catch up before they join your field. Um, let's start with
I think the advice that I would give somebody who's starting off in my field or in this industry would be very simple. It would be to let life surprise you. I think we are we've constantly been told by our parents, by our professors, by our seniors so many times that you need to plan ahead. You need to plan what field you want to get into. You need to plan how many years you want to stay there for. You need to plan what is the next step. You need to plan when do you want to do MBA. You need to plan, oh my god, you need to plan the next 10 years of your life, right? And then you're sorted. Then you're like this person who has everything planned and you're sorted. The problem is that even though you might have plans, sometimes life has the kind of opportunities and kind of surprises for you, which will change all of it. So the day you have, accepted that, okay, this is what I like doing, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go and put in my 500% in, performing, working, delivering, being out there, being myself, then you will automatically get the kind of opportunities that will lead you to where you're supposed to be, right? You can decide that, okay, today I'm going to work for 1 year and then I want to go do MBA. You can have you can side by side start, getting those what is it called, training also done for your MBA, etc. So you can, and you're like, okay, I want to crack cat also, I want to crack this also, that also, and side by side work also, so that ek saal baad mein MBA karne chale jaunga. You will realize that maybe after 1 year, you get an opportunity in the career to, let's say, travel, okay, somewhere. Let's say you get an opportunity to travel to a next place. And then you're like, मैंने तो plan करा था that मैं MBA करूंगा, but I'm getting an opportunity to, travel all the way to a different continent to work with a brand who, millions and millions of people जिनका काम देख रहे हैं. So now what do I do? And then you're suddenly in that conflict, right? That I had this plan, but then this is coming. And then you say no to something like that because you had this planned already. Or you say yes to this and then you disappoint 500 people in your life because you said no to your initial plan. So I think don't hold that kind of weight on yourself to just have everything planned and, A say B, B say C. Explore, say yes to all kind of opportunities, because the day you just आप ऐसे लगा लोगे अपने दो, I don't know what is it called horse ears or horse eyes, कि आप एक ही डायरेक्शन में देखोगे कि मैंने तो ये कर लिया, मैं आंखें बंद करके I'm just going to follow this. You will lose out on so much that life has to throw at you. You can do freelancing work side by side. You can do take a time for yourself, go for workshops, do X number of things if you just be, right? If you're just doing. So I think 2 things. First, that let life surprise you, go with the flow, embrace all the opportunities that are coming your way, say yes to them, go chase them. So if you see that, okay, organization mein kahin pe baat ho rahi hai ya college mein kahin pe baat ho rahi hai that, we're going to do this, ye hone wala hai, be the first person to run into that room and tell your professor or tell your, manager that, I want to be a part of this project, or I want to go I want to be part of this pitch. And then just grab those opportunities, run behind them, because as long as you're passionate, as long as you're comfortable in where you are in your own skin, as long as you're not restricting yourself, you're saying yes to things, you're just letting life throw stuff at you and you're taking them as they come, you're sorted. You'll do really well in this industry. Yeah.
Perfect.
That would be.
I think that's very important for us also, who are from different field and, following this advice that, let life surprise you. That's really important.
I think you should be like a slime. So slime hota hai na, you just put it in different containers and it takes the shape of that. I think that's the beauty of life. So the change, you should be adaptive to the change that life throws at you. Correct. And it will be good. Yeah.
Perfect. Over to you, Nandini.
I think we have very similar things to offer for an advice when it comes to college. Firstly, do not be too hard on yourself Do not solidify the way you've come with whatever you envisioned for yourself. For example, you thought you're going to be a journalist, but I have seen people who, during their journey in this course at Bennett University, found out that they have a beautiful voice, which people at the biggest radio stations in the country would love having on their, what love having on air. So this field, unlike other fields, has 100 channels. If you're good, you have a good voice, we have a thing for you. If you're good at carrying yourself, we have 2 things for you. If you can write well, we have 5 things for you. If you can produce, we have n number of things for you. So please don't come up with your own, as Dekpreet said, don't have a set plan, don't solidify it, because if you don't as she said, explore yourself, you're never going to know. Apart from life's opportunities, you might have something to offer to the table, to have, to change your own course that you might never know if you don't, try your hand at everything. We have TV journalism, a mobile journalism, a photography course, a videography course, you name it, everything related to your 5 senses, we have it, because it's mass communication. You know how to talk to people, but you have a bad grammar, we have a fix for everything. Because this place, personally, there were lessons for things we did not, I did not need, but other people did. There are lessons you can benefit, different people can benefit from different lessons being given out. So you take what's better for you, you hone your skills, and you get out there. If you once you try your hands at everything here, they are shaping you up well to fit every field, every mass communication or media or marketing field that is available in the world, every brand that is there, you'll be able to work for them. So don't confine yourself, because you'll be limiting your learning, wherein you might just excel at it in a way that you did not expect from yourself. So that's what I have.
I think that's a very fair advice. Totally agree.
People are really, people are not easygoing when they come to college. I have to do internships, I have to do this and that, and I have to, if I'm doing an internship, I cannot work around my time and do other co-curricular and extracurricular activities. No, that was probably not how we approached the course. Of course, I'm not going to mention some things because people are going to be affected and influenced in a bad way. But yeah, don't have a set plan. If you can prioritize your group project today, you can prioritize a dance practice tomorrow, you can prioritize another field trip the next day, and another jam session the next day. You don't need to prioritize one single thing for over a month. You have a big timeline, you have all the time, it's a safe zone. Go experiment as much as you want.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, I'll quickly tell you something that happened personally with me, right? Because I was so involved in extracurricular activities that there were times I would not pay as much attention to like classes or like assignments, right? And I would see, that is again about prioritization, which is like, this was subjective, this was me. But there are people like writing their own, setting their own priorities, and that's completely, like, I respect that 100%. But at the same time, I expected people to respect my priorities as well. If it was, let's say, dancing or performing on the stage or doing dramatic events that was making me happier with sufficient CGPA, which will make me, like, move on to the next semester and then the next semester, then it's okay. I quickly putting this out there because there are many people who think about it like this, right? Because there are kind of expectations that your parents and your professors have from you, and you're just like, what do I do? Like, do I come up to their expectations, or do I do something which I am getting happiness from, right? So I was at the end of it, I was a student who had the average, like it wasn't even above average. My CGPA, my final CGPA average, but my performance in extracurricular and the kind of respect I had earned from my peers, from my seniors, from people outside in different colleges was so much that I knew tomorrow that they might not know, okay, how much did Dekpreet score? Did she score like a 8 CGPA? Was her CGPA like, 7.9? Was she one of the star students? Maybe not. But was she a star in the space that she owned? She was. right? And I think there was a time somebody was telling me that I won't name who it was, but somebody from our faculty department at a very high post was surprised to learn that I had bagged a placement. They were like, Dekpreet got placed. I mean, she hardly ever attended classes. And that's the entire thing. To crack an interview or to like get in an agency, they're never going to ask you, oh, how much did you score? Did you attend all your classes? No. They're going to see how you're presenting yourself. They're going to see what do you have to bring to the table. They want a resource which will mold in their company and their organization's values and ways. They don't want somebody to write exams in an organization and score the highest and be like, wow, I'm the topper. So I think that's what I meant when I said that just like find yourself, I think, in the process. That what is it that you have which tomorrow will not be replaceable by an ex person in the company to come and like throw you out. And frankly speaking, scoring the highest grades is not going to do that. So yeah, just
I completely agree with it.
Yeah.
Can I add another one?
Yeah,
When
sure.
she was talking about exams and group projects, I thought of this other thing that I learned when I actually came out and worked with people. While scoring the best is really not required in the world outside. We both bagged our jobs while we did not even have our degree in our hands. We did not know if we passed or we didn't. Nothing. We did have our jobs in our hand because we were ourselves. But I have this other thing to say, because when it comes to communications, when it comes to mass media, a lot of times you'll be dealing with a team and you won't be the lone wolf, right? So you need to understand the art of working with people, and a lot of times you're going to come across a point where your ideas, how you visualize things, is in your head sounds better, but learn the art of not trying to treat your idea like a baby. It's a real problem in this field. You ask for the advice, it's right here. Do not entertain your ideas like it's your baby, because eventually at the end of the day, you're still one single person, but you're working in this field where you have to entertain a large audience. Always entertain all ideas and see what's the most viable one.
I mean, that's very, very rightly put up. Like, definitely, I agree to it. So, moving to the last segment, I have some fun questions prepared for you both, and it's kind of a rapid fire. So, we can go ahead with one Dekpreet and one Nandini, one by one. Okay. So, what was your favorite subject in your entire course?
Do we have favorite subjects?
Favorite subject, I think my favorite subject would be the practical advertising classes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
when it comes to implementation, PR.
No. It was events for me. It was events.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. It was
Events and PR for me.
For me, it was events. Events and advertising, yeah.
All right, amazing. And what was your go-to spot at Bennett when you missed your home?
When I missed home?
Hotspot.
Oh, our flat. I think for me, it was our flat because I felt the most comfortable, the most homely with the six of us. So we had a flat. It was Nandini, Meher. I mean, the flat is basically the H block in college. It's not like we had taken a different flat. So it was Nandini, Meher, Anushka, Ada, Khushi, and I. And I think every time I was having a bad time, I would just go there. One of them would be there. I would cry my heart out and I would be like, okay, I'm feeling fine now. Yeah. It would be fine. Also, yeah, sorry.
No.
I was saying, I think also the dance room, wherever it was, because it would keep changing. So that was
a big dance room. Where's the dance room right now?
Now they made a new one. They have like this mirror and stuff put up.
Where is it?
D block.
Okay.
Is it where we used to practice for Euphoria eventually towards the end, Shivani, where
I think Dekri D is the one where birthday celebrations take place, so not really. We don't
Right,
do that.
right.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
a
that
big
is
one.
Yeah, no. It's a
cool, cool,
different
cool.
one.
Okay, fine.
I think apart from our flat, of course, our flat. And again,
Yeah.
we regret not having been able to live more together.
Yeah.
It was another family inside the campus. Apart from that, for me, it would also be hotspot because a lot of times uh, anyone from different gangs would be just present there, and you sit there. Somebody's gonna pop up and give you a big hug, and you're gonna have the iced teas and cold coffees and brownies, and you're gonna be fine. So it would be hotspot and H block, of course, which people probably do. You are you guys also being allotted H block? No, right? We got the privilege of living there.
Oh my God, Shivani, you should fight for it. Tell them give us
Yeah,
H block.
that's the best
Free
place.
fun on H block. Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely, but it's so far, like from your.
So what?
Maybe you don't get to know in the morning. You see 5,000 people, 5,000, I'm saying 50 people, walking with you in the morning. And it's like you're having a conversation with somebody, B with somebody, C with somebody. You don't realize it. Trust me.
With whom? Dekpreet, we didn't used to wake up. What are you talking about?
No,
What
but even
classes?
there were so many other people with us who would leave the
Yeah, they would drag us out of our
of
bed. So Khushi, Ada, and Meher used to be the people who used to
Yeah.
wake up, make use of the restrooms first, and then they used to pull us out of our beds, and then we had to rush and just
Yeah.
go to the classes. They were probably the reason why we still managed to get whatever attendance we had on record.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
Or I would not comment on that part. That's amazing. And if you could relive one memory, like one memory, what will it be?
The H block balcony. That
Yeah.
would be one. Another one, probably I would like to see Paramanth happen. It didn't happen. There were a lot of lovely, with the best people with me. I would like to see Paramanth happen. And we were made to get out of college and say bye-byes without even knowing that we wouldn't be coming back there. You all also gave us a day to remember, but I probably want one more day where I don't know that COVID is about to exist, and where I don't know that I'll probably have to say that I don't know anything and I'm around these people and I'm on that campus living my normal campus life.
Dekpreet?
Since I've already spoken about, the kind of memories I made with IIT BHU, with my flatmates, with with all the dance performances. So I'll say two things again. I think the first would be that I would relive the Kusol trip, Kusol Khirganga trip that we had with Nomads, the one that Nomads organized for us. I would definitely relive that. It was I made so many new friends on that trip because none of my immediate friend group members had gone for that trip. But I think on that trip I extended, my friendship with my seniors, with my with fourth years, with my own batchmates who I had not spoken to, got very, very tight. I got to know them at a very personal level. And I think those are friendships that I now have for a lifetime. In fact, one of them is still like sleeping inside Priyanshi. So yeah, so that's the thing. I think that's what happened. And that's one. And the other one would be that I want to dance again. Like Nandini said, we didn't know it was going to be our last chance. So I want to come and perform again. So these are two things that I would like to relive.
I'm going to try my best to make
Yes.
that last thing happen.
And maybe like an alumni trip also, Shivani. I am constantly just asking things.
Demands.
Perfect.
I think Shivani, it's on record now. You've committed.
Yeah.
You've committed that you're going to get it done.
It's on YouTube now. We will edit this part and put it on.
I think everyone is watching this, so I think they are also hearing it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Totally agree.
You better plan something quick.
I'm really going to give my 500% for this. All right. So with this, we have come to our last segment, and it was really, really wonderful, talking to both of you. And I truly appreciate your patience with me, and the fact that you answered my questions so thoroughly and so thoughtfully. And thank you so much for, living such a wonderful, dynamic journey at Bennett. And thank you for being, such an inspiration to everyone. And, we truly, truly appreciate all the development, growth, memories provided by you to make this institution so lively and so cheerful, and a place where people can actually learn, grow, grab the opportunities, and evolve. It was wonderful talking to you both about all of it.
Thank you for being the most beautiful host of the afternoon, Shivani. I had no Saturday plans, but now I don't want to go back to my blank Saturday.
Yeah, me neither.
After talking about college.
Yeah, I think Shivani should ask us 3 for more questions so that we're just not talking about it.
Shivani has other plans.
I couldn't even. She's
in the
still
university.
in college, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that we're already an hour past. I mean, that ek ghanta ho gaya aapne baat karte. I did not realize.
I really did not.
Because we were just talking. I think Nandini, we should like.
I'm jealous. She's right there. We're talking about where she is right now.
Yeah, I think we should go. Let's go. On Monday, we'll go and collect my degree and meet Shivani.
No, sorry, I can't see another cry fest from you. No,
please
thank
come.
you.
Please come.
Very soon. But thank you
plan
so
a
much.
fest, plan something, plan an event, and we'll be there.
Yeah. I'm going to immediately start working on Monday for sure.
Done.
Done. All right. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Shivani. Thank you so much for getting like our duo together on this panel, and then like organizing this, and then being so sweet throughout.
Lovely interacting with you both every time. I'm going to soon invite you for another thing.
We'll be there. I bet this will be, I hope this will be helpful for people watching this.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
Okay.
That's a wrap.
Yes, it is.
Have a nice day,
and
guys.
Nandini, I think she doesn't have a hamper for us, but she's promised us that performance and that trip.
That's what I was saying. It's on record now. We'll bring this video in front of your department, and you'll have to do something about it.
Agreed. I do not have the hamper, but for sure that whatever you have asked today, it's going to happen. Lots of demand.
Thanks, Shivani. Will always be a call or text away for you.
Yes.
For you and everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a nice day, everybody watching this. Hope you had a good time. Good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.